Hi, I am Kathy from the La Crosse Public Library and welcome to Kat's Krafty Corner. Today we're going to do a project that is entitled Book Folding, and we're going to make our folded pages into the shape of a heart. Let me show you the finished project first. So this is the sample one that I've done. Once you have seen how this is done and you follow the instructions, you will find out how amazing book folding is. Just really a super simple project to tackle. Now there's a few things that are not in your kit, and I just want to let you know now so you can go gather them. You are going to need a pair of scissors, you're going to need some masking tape or scotch tape, and you're going to need a pencil. So let me change my camera down to the desktop. We'll unpack our goodie bag that you can find at the La Crosse Public Library. It looks like this is what you're going to look for. They're going to be held on the first floor by the main circulation desk is where you're going to find your goodie bag. So let me just take a moment, switch cameras down to the desktop, and we will get started on our project. Okay, let's unpack our make and take kit. You should have that in front of you. Let's just take everything out. You're gonna find one discarded book from the library. This is a great project to do with discarded books that you may have at home, or you buy something and you're done with it and you wanna do some kind of a unique craft project. Perfect thing to do. So we'll have one hardcover book. Most everyone's going to have about the same size and same thickness, but everyone does have a different type of book to see. So I'm just letting you be aware of that at the moment. You are going to find some ribbon, curly ribbon in your kit. Everyone has about the same length, so I actually cut it larger than what you needed. So that's why we need a pair of scissors on hand. You will find some wrapping paper in your kit. And again, this is cut larger than the actual size of your book. This is optional, and so is the ribbon to be used. You're going to find one paper copy of a ruler. And the reason why is I'm not sure how many people have rulers in their homes with centimeters. So we want to make sure we have centimeters on there. And I cut off the one side ahead of time so that I can have more easier access to measure my marks in my book. You will have one sheet listed of all the marks. It's a little more handier than what's in the instruction sheet. And so you have everything there, so you can keep that off to the side and look at that as you're marking your book. And then you're going to have a set of instructions here. The instructions have pictures. It tells you exactly what you need in here. And then it also has the mark guide in here, just to let you know that. And the things that you do not have in your kit is that you don't have a pencil to make your marks. You need a pair of scissors to trim the wrapping paper and ribbon. You're going to use tape to attach the wrapping paper to your book. I also do want to mention that the Winding Rivers Library System has a book called Folded Book Art. So you can look at other types of folded book art that you can possibly make on your own. And it's by Claire Young. And if you were also interested in making more folded book hearts, you will need at least a book that has about 84 pages, because the folded pattern takes about 41 pages in itself. So I'm going to just set these off to the side. I have my set of marks off to my right here, and I'm going to grab my book. Now each book could have about the same amount of pages, or may have a little less, a little more. So my book has about 137 pages here. So I want to make sure that I leave a little part of the book that's not folded on one side and a little bit part of the book on the other side. So again, we're using 41 pages of the book to make our folded heart. So you're gonna try to figure out where is the best spot on to do this. So I'm gonna take this picture right here, and it is a little folded because I did need to take some pictures and do some of the instructions with this particular book, but otherwise only one page has been done. I have to do the whole thing, 40 other pages. We're going to turn this book perpendicular to us, and we want to make sure that the spine right here is sort of horizontal to our stomach. And we are going to grab our little paper ruler. I am going to set it up to the end of the page. And I'm going to grab my pencil. And my first fold is at 8.3 centimeters. So I find the 8 and I find the 3. And I just make a mark right there. Then the other one is at 9.6. So I just do that. So first mark is done. So we just go to the next page. And it's at 7, 9, and at 9, 9. So I'm only going to do a few on camera. Then the rest I'm going to finish up off camera, because it's nothing but boring watching someone else do this part of it. And I do want to mention, because the next page actually is a good thing, some of the books will have pictures on the side that you have to mark. Some of them will be light like this, and some of them will be a little bit darker. So on something like this, I'm going to mark myself off at 7.5 and 10.2. And at this point, I am going to take my ruler, my pencil, and I'm going to actually fold that corner, the top corner, to that line that I just made, that mark. And it's basically going to be at a 90-degree angle. Then I'm going to take the bottom of the page and fold that up to the second mark. Again, it is going to be basically a 90-degree angle. And I'm just going to fold that. So that this one's already folded, because I kind of know where the spots are and I can remember that. So then I just go on marking the next page. For those that are a little darker, you are going to just have to, mark it, fold it, mark it, fold it. That works the best way in doing this. So let me get my rest of my book marked up, and then I'll show you again how to fold those pages down. We'll fold our book, and then we'll get it decorated. So I'll be back in a few moments. So once you get down to your last mark, you can turn your book around, and we're going to start folding our pages. So I'm going to just start from the back. I'm just going to fold that top corner down to the first mark, and I'm going to try to get a 90-degree mark. I'm going to fold the bottom corner up to that second mark and try it again to get a 40-degree mark. And I just work my way backwards. You don't have to start at the back. You can start at the front. I just did that because I was right there and it's easy to do. So we're just folding up to our different marks. The bottom corner to the second mark and the top corner to the first mark. I had to do that one because of the picture. So we continue doing this, and I'm going to continue doing mine, and I will show you what my finished project looks like in a few minutes. As you continue folding your pages over, if you bring your book up to a sitting point, you can start seeing that there is a beginning of a heart. Not too much in this because I have too many still not done, but you can begin to see how it kind of is shaping into a heart. Not the greatest there, but It will begin to become more apparent as you continue folding your pages and you get to that last spot. At my last page to fold, it's folded up. I'm going to bring up both covers to see, and you can see my small heart right here. It's hard to see close up. I am going to admit that. You sort of need to be a little bit more at a distance, but I can see my heart. I like it. It is a smaller heart than the other one. It depends on how high your book is too. So you may have a little longer one. You might have a little shorter one, a little fatter one. It's all up to you. I'm just squeezing so my pages are folded a little bit better. So now this is optional. You can cover your book into the wrapping paper that I provided. Some books you're going to be able to paint over it with some acrylic paint just to jazz it up, because I don't want to see eating right recipes for health. If I'm going to have this sitting out, I just don't want to have that sitting out like that. So I'm going to just take my book, going to put it sort of the bottom to the edge. I'm going to have to trim some of this off. So I am going to see where I need to trim on my book and get that all covered up. So basically it's just going to be putting a book cover over your particular book. We'll get that taken care of, and then I will show you how to place the ribbon on. And then we also have a surprise in our adult make and take kit with this. A couple bonus little things for you to work on. So let me just get this finished up, and I will show you it in a moment. There are times when I'm not the straightest cutter. That's why I always like a paper cutter. I am going to put my bottom, where I'm just cutting, to the bottom of my book. Lay that out. Hopefully I cut right. Looks good. Looks pretty good. So I'm just going to fold that in. I'm going to place a couple pieces of tape in here. Now, it would be really neat to paint the cover of the book if you had the right texture. Mine's too glossy to do that with it, so I won't be able to do that. Close it on this side, and I might actually need to, but maybe I would have to cut it, but I'm good. Put some tape. So that has gotten that part. Now, why am I not folding? I got it on too tight. Right, about like that. There we go. There you go. I folded it too tight. So there. So I don't know if you can see how well my heart is showing, but let me get, now for the ribbon part, I am actually going to grab my ribbon. And actually, this would work better if my book was standing. So it's about like that is where I'm going to have to go. And I'm going to double knot it. So a little bit of a bow. I make bigger bows than I want, and then I tighten it up as I work on it so that I have it to the way I really want it. So I am going to cut the rest of my ribbon off. That might have been off screen. And then since this is curling ribbon, I am going to take my scissors and I'm going to curl it. I'm going to put the book down for a second. Grab my scissors. Give it a little curl. All right. And then I'm going to open it up. Get it centered a little bit. It's just a matter of rearranging. So there is what my book heart looks like. I will turn the camera around and show you in person, but for that's a very good close-up view of it. But let me show you the 3 Valentine cards that I also have included in the kit. So let me just put to the side. So I also included 3 Valentine cards. One with a bird flying to a mailbox and it says Happy Valentine's Day. You will have about 10 different little sentiment strips to add to your card, however you would like to do that. Little coloring involved in that one. Then your next one, this one's a super easy one. Couple pieces, a little glue, and you're done. So you're 1 in a million. Then this one has a lot of little pieces, but it is also very super easy to use. Watch for the little round circle right there. So Happy Valentine's Day is another one of the sentiments. Here are the 3 cards that you also have included in your paper folding kit. So let me turn my camera around and I will show you my finished project. Just a moment. All right, we finished up our book folding project. Here's what mine looks like after the fact. Just gotta get it a little bit better. So smaller heart than the one that I showed you earlier, but just as adorable as my first one. And it does take a little bit of practice, but I do like how this turned out. So I want to thank everyone for attending my Make and Take kit for the book folding heart. And I just want to give you a preview of the next one that we'll be working on. We are going to be doing bird seed hearts. So this is our next Make and Take kit that you will find in the beginning of February at the La Crosse Public Library. Want to just take a moment and thank everyone, and I hope to see you very soon.